So right now, a cold front is coming through at this very moment. So earlier we were having strong winds that were coming in, cold winds that were coming in aloft from the south and southwest, while there were east winds aloft. However, if you look up, there's very little cloud motion right now. And they're kind of coming out of the west and northwest. And now the rain's starting to pick up. This is actually the cold front itself. The reason there isn't much wind with it is because we're right around the area of low pressure that is forming this front. There's actually what it looks like a squall line coming in, but it's actually an area of higher lift, of more instability. And now the rain's starting to come down kind of heavier right now. There's this line of showers. If you look on radar, that's extending right over New York City. And if you look further east, there's a band of heavy, just a shield of moderate to heavy precip that is not associated with the cold front itself, but an area of higher instability and higher lift, well ahead of the cold front. This is actually the cold front itself. It's not coming through, it's not coming with much fanfare. There's no wind. You know, the winds are basically calm right now. But this system is going to really wrap itself up, and it's going to get pretty windy tomorrow. There might even be some rain and even wet snow showers tomorrow afternoon in the New York City area. And parts of Massachusetts could potentially see 1 to 2 feet of snow, especially in the higher elevations. Well, that's what it looked like yesterday, but maybe not quite to 2 feet, but at least a foot of snow, and especially in the Worcester Hills and northward. Parts of New England could get at least a foot and a half of snow tomorrow from this area of low pressure that is currently forming just to the south of us. So I'm going to check the radar one more time. So this rain is definitely going to get heavier as time goes on. So basically, we're right near the winds are going from veering to backing. Basically, veering winds indicate that there is warming, that there is warm air coming in aloft, warm air intrusion. We're right in between the warm air intrusion and cold air intrusion. So why? It's because the area of low pressure is starting to form to our south. And once that happens, you're going to start having cold air funneling in instead of warm air. This front is actually cold air coming in, not just at the surface, but aloft as well. So this cold front, while it's here, there's another area of low pressure that's forming to the south of us. And there's already a bit of a northwest flow coming in with some of these showers, because the area of low pressure is already starting to form itself towards the south. Here, it's actually in the 50s right now. It's relatively warm right now. It's probably in the 50s. While to the west of New York City, it's a little cooler, as there is some intrusion coming in. This car right here has some minor hail damage. I don't know if you can see those dings and dents. Has some little dings and dents on it. I don't know where that came from. Probably from last year's hailstorms that hit late June. Right around the 28th, 29th, or 30th of June, there was a cold pool aloft. There was an upper level low that parked itself right over the northeast, and there was enough cold air to generate hailstorms. There was actually a day that New York City was not even in a general thunderstorm risk, completely out of the thunderstorm risk, Yet a severe thunderstorm came right into New York City, produced strong winds, wind damage, and even to even sometimes quarter-sized hail. Dutchess County actually reported golf ball to tennis ball sized hail, and the entire Northeast. There was not even a marginal being issued. There was no marginal. There was no severe. I actually, on the other hand, thought there should be at least a marginal being issued for the Northeast, but nope, just a general thunderstorm risk, and that was for areas to the east. But the convection extended a little further west than anticipated. Yeah, the Storm Prediction Center really screwed up on that day. Yeah, they really screwed the call that day. And already, looking up, there's already a west to slightly west-northwest flow with these low clouds, which is indicative that the winds have already shifted. But they are moving really slowly, which is indicative of very weak steering currents aloft, or just near the surface, which is why there's little to no wind right now. So there's light rain coming in now, but we're about to get a brief heavy downpour. You could see to the east, you could see the structure of the clouds. Looking west, it looks more hazier. You can still see the outline of the clouds a little bit, but it's much harder to tell because there's heavy rain coming in from the west. Earlier today, about a few hours ago, it looked like a squall line was forming. But of course, it's not a squall. It's something called a PLQS. Basically, it's because of cold air going into the warmer air. Convection, basically. It's a form of convection. And it's not surface heating convection. You're not getting heating of the day. You're getting as a weak boundary layer between colder air to the west and warmer air to the east and to the south. And ahead of this surface front, there was instability in the form of lift. But this is more surface-based. This is a surface-based front, while the instability was more based aloft. And if you look there, there's some larger drops of rain coming in right now, which is indicative of some of the convection that's starting to come in. There's no thunder, there's no wind with this. Okay, here comes the surface cold front now. These dark clouds. But look at the motion of the clouds, though. They're now coming in from the northwest. And look, gusty winds are coming in. Look at that. Here comes the cold front, guys. And now look, the winds are starting to finally blow a little. Now there's finally starting to be some wind. See? Check this out. Now there's going to be some really strong winds coming in. I would say 20 to 25 miles an hour probably. Now it's starting to rain pretty good. Look. Now the clouds are really moving. This has to be at least 40, 50 mile an hour winds aloft, or 30, 40 mile an hour winds at least. These are some really, really fast moving clouds that are coming in right now. And now it's pouring. Guys, this is a cold front coming in right here. I mentioned there is a cold front right on top of us, and there it comes in. There's going to be enough cold air on the backside tomorrow, even tonight, for some snow in Massachusetts and even down in Connecticut. There even might be some wet snow mixing in the city tomorrow afternoon as the wraparound takes place. This is going to be a pretty powerful load, too. You could actually see what looks like anvils here. There's actually some pretty good convection with this right here. I mean, look at those striations right there. I mean, just look at this convection. Look how turbulent the sky looks. And now we're getting moderate heavy rain right now. Winds are still fairly light, but they've definitely changed direction. They're now coming out of the north. And now there's a little bit of a wind coming in. 5 to 10 miles an hour. The winds just a few minutes ago were calm, dead calm. Oh, there goes a good little gust there. Now these are some good winds coming out. I'll say 20 mile an hour winds now, at least. Look at the convection there. Well, that was a cold front coming in, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Now there's gusty winds coming in. Thanks for watching. Bye.